Hey, it's a brand new day. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. We have an amazing show for you today, as we have each and every episode of the Rundown with Ramon. Today, the topic is all about how to plan the life you want. Being more strategic is our main topic of the day today, how to plan the life you want. We're going to dive into that today and a bit more. And some of our rip from the headlines, we're going to touch on Amazon is making big changes to the way it treats workers. NVIDIA snags its first ever CMO, and Google enhances Gmail with new AI features, and TikTok is teaming up with FIFA on World Cup coverage. So we got that and more coming to you today on the brand new show, The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher, by the way, of zoneofgenius.com. You can get to know me better and sign up. Most important thing you should do is sign up to zoneofgenius.com. And this episode is brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender. Think about it. When you go home at night, you lock the doors of your house. So when you leave your house, when you leave your car, you lock your car door, because those two things are valuable assets, things important part of your life or business. What about your business? Is your business secure? Are you understanding that malware and spyware and ransomware, all these nasty little things by cyber criminals that definitely want to impact, hack, and attack your business? So make sure you're securing your business. Think about it, educate your employees, and also check out bitdefender.com, bitdefender.com. Check it out and go to bitdefender.com/Ramon at bitdefender.com to make sure your small business is secure. Welcome to a brand new edition to today's Rundown with Ramon. Denny Rust, glad you're here today. Welcome, Denny. Glad you're here on today's edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Let's get the show started right now. All right, clicking too many buttons there. So let's dive into the topic of the day. Again, our main topic of the day today is how to live your best life. Plan and strategically plan and make to happen your best life. But from the headlines of the day today, Amazon is making changes to the way it treats workers. I wonder what that means. Amazon is shaking up its performance reviews. The e-commerce giant is now asking workers to list 3 to 5 specific examples of their accomplishments. Last year, Business Insider reports, citing anonymous sources and an internal document. Employees are encouraged to show the impact of your work and detail how they plan to keep growing. Amazon is also giving managers powerful new metrics showing how much time employees spend at the office, the outlet reports, citing another internal document, stepping up its already tough return to office effort. So I like this aspect of list 3 to 5 specific examples of their accomplishments. This is important. Amazon is in business to make money. And I think it's a great thing that they're doing. They're saying, hey, you're here, we're paying you, but what have you done for us? Write it down, document what you've done this year for the company. I think that's a fair statement. I challenge my own small team that as well. And I think it's a great idea. At the end of the year or quarter by quarter, let's do an assessment to walk through how have you added value to this company. I think that's something we can all do and challenge ourselves. Me as an entrepreneur, I should do better of documenting what's happened in the year, what hasn't happened in the year, and how we can keep growing. Because if you're not measuring it, how will you know how well you are or are not doing? Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. So glad you're here today as we get ready to go to our flagship topic of the day today. Ding, 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 ding. Another thing that was interesting, NVIDIA, the chip company, snags its first ever CMO. Can you believe it? This $1 trillion valuation company never had a chief marketing officer. NVIDIA, the world's most valuable company, has hired its first chief marketing officer. Google veteran Allison Wagenfield announced in a LinkedIn post that she is joining the chip maker after nearly a decade leading marketing for Google's enterprise cloud business. In her announcement, she hinted at continued collaboration between the two technology leaders. Insiders tell the Wall Street Journal that Wagenfield will report directly into NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang. The news comes as NVIDIA eyes a long-anticipated expansion into China, a potential $50 billion market. So this is powerful. And you'd think a company as big as NVIDIA, they never had a chief marketing officer. I guess they really didn't need to before because Jensen and his team have done the good things of building a great company, building great products and services, building relationships with industry partners who need them. And since it's kind of B2B, all they need to do is go to, a few vendors and say, hey, would you like a few million of our chips? It's not consumer marketing. But now they're going to be putting marketing dollars behind it. Why do people do marketing? Yes, at the end of the day, it has to affect sales. But make no bones about it, that branding is important as well. So I bet we're going to see ads and things from NVIDIA that we never have seen before. What does this mean for your business? What does this mean for my business? We need to be the CMOs of our own businesses and think about, how are we marketing? How are we building brands? How are we driving leads? What are we doing to build our business, get attention for our businesses that build trust and that eventually drive to sales? This is so important. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Anna's in the house. Good morning to you, Anna. Thanks for being here on today's Rundown with Ramon. Hey, Tanya, thanks for being here, Tanya, on the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. And I want you to get ready for your questions at the end of the Rundown with Ramon. I always love taking questions from you, answering them live, and seeing how we can take our businesses and grow together. Welcome to a brand new edition of today's, Rundown with Ramon. Next up, and this is big news. Ding, 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 ding. Google is enhancing Gmail with new AI features. You may think, Ramon, wasn't that already there? Well, they're doing more. Google is enhancing Gmail with new features powered by its Gemini AI technology, including an AI inbox view that replaces traditional email lists with personalized to-dos. Ooh. Other features include AI-generated summaries of email threads and suggested replies to emails. They will be rolled out in phases to Gmail's 3 billion users, and some will be activated by default. If users don't want features, they'll have to opt out. The updates are part of Google's push to embed Gemini across its portfolio and compete with OpenAI and Anthropic. I think this is good. And it's interesting about how technology evolves. Nobody asked for this, but here's what's happening. If Anthropic and OpenAI are adding cool new features to make your life better, Google's fear is that, hey, they're going to be giving more mind share, more market share, more brain share to our competitors to enhance email, which is a professional worker's way of life, and we're in our email boxes a lot. So as you think about this, yes, AI is here, and companies that don't offer better and better AI solutions on a regular basis, they're going to be left behind, and they're going to be losing market share. Now, Google is embedded into many of us, Google or Microsoft, but Google's a dominant company here, but this is why they're doing it. I'm glad they're giving an opt-out way. But some things we knee-jerk say, I don't want this. But why would we not want it? Why would we not want it? Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. It's a powerful thing. It's a powerful feature to be able to have Google or your Gmail enhanced with AI. I'm going to review what some of the things are that it can help you do. Replacing traditional email lists with personalized to-dos. Don't many of us already do that? Many of us, our to-do list is already by default our Gmail box. I leave things in my email inbox, things that are not quite done. And I have a zero inbox policy. Some of y'all have thousands and thousands of emails unread. I don't have that. The other thing I do is filter now. That's the thing I do. Any email that comes in from an email newsletter is automatically filtered. So my point is, this is something that we can all think about. How can we better build a better business by being more focused on our email and being more productive in our email? And Google is saying AI can help you manage your inbox better. I'm curious what you think about this, Tanya and Ayanna and Denny. One, do you use Gmail or do you use Outlook or another platform? Number two, do you see this as a benefit that you'd be interested in having Google by default leveraging AI to help you be more productive with your email? Or are you saying, nah, Google, stay off my email. I have enough AI in my life. So I'm curious, Tanya and Ayanna and Denny, what do you say about this? I'll move forward, but I'll go back to this in the chat afterwards in a bit. And again, everybody, get your questions ready. Those of you who are live with me, love to answer any questions you have live on the Rundown with Ramon. If you don't have any, that's fine. We'll keep going on the show. Ding, 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 ding. TikTok teams with FIFA on World Cup coverage. This is interesting. FIFA announced that TikTok will be the first ever preferred platform for the 2026 World Cup as part of the tie-up. FIFA's official media partners like Fox and the BBC will be able to live stream match coverage on the social platform. A group of TikTok creators will also be tapped to capture behind-the-scenes content, including press conferences and training sessions, and help drum up fan engagement. TikTok claims fans are 40% more likely to tune into live matches after watching sports content on its site. So TikTok is going to be the preferred platform for the World Cup. This is cool. Now, the other media partners, Fox and BBC, will live stream match footage on the social platform. This is big. FIFA's huge. Billions and trillions of people love to watch soccer. And so imagine now, I'm sure there's going to be some coverage of this on Instagram, some coverage on Facebook and other platforms, but the dominant official coverage, the behind the scenes, the best first coverage stuff will be on TikTok. Now, I wonder, will Fox and BBC be able to have this on their social platforms? I would guess. But it looks like TikTok's going to be the place to be if you want to see what's happening first and foremost at TikTok. Again, everybody, welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Love it that you're here. We're going to dive into now the main topic of the day today. Love this. Going back to some of our headlines, Ayanna is saying Gmail hosts my business email domain for sure. But now what they're doing, Ayanna, they're infusing Gemini into Gmail. And so the question here is more so, do you invite Gemini and welcome all the AI that's going to be powering your email more and more and more? Or are you going to opt out and say, no, I don't want that AI Gemini infused in my email? So that's what the question of the day today is. And Alexandra Nicole, welcome to a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon. Love that you're here today, Alexandra. Love how you show up and how you add value. Everybody check out what Alexandra is doing. You're looking for an amazing community of amazing people. Elevate your growth. Elevate your growth is where you can find all things Alexandra Nicole. And having said that, lots going on with me this year. If you want to keep up with Ramon Ray, I encourage you to go to zoneofgenius.com. Just go there right now, zoneofgenius.com, and sign up. That you can find out more about Ramon Ray, where I'm doing, what I'm doing, what's going on with me. I'll be at some amazing events coming up. Scale with Stability coming up with me and John Maxwell and so many others. I'll be hosting that event, Scale with Stability. Excited to be here another week or two at the Youth Leadership Conference in Myrtle Beach. You can check that out at iyms.world, iyms.world. And also my friend Julie and Dominique are hosting Creative Con with some amazing people, including David Meltzer and others at Creative Con with an 8 Creative Con. Lastly, little announcement. I'll say, those of you who want to work with me, you're saying, hey, you know what? I love Ramon to mentor me, to coach me, to help me build my business. We got a great crew of people joining me in office hours. So check out RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. If you want to get some mentorship and coaching and help me, help you build your business, check me out at RamonOfficeHours.com. Ding, 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 ding. Moving on to our flagship topic of the day today. Flagship topic of the day today, and that's all about planning for the life that you want. I encourage us today, we do not have to be stagnant and stuck and have other people define our life. We do not have to be stagnant and stuck and not go further living the life we want. And the life that Ayanna wants may be very much different, will be different than the life that I want. The life that Denny wants is going to be different than the life I want. Why? Because we have different situations in life. Maybe some of you live in Asia, some of you live in Africa, some of us, like me, we live in the USA. Maybe some of you have small children in your life, some of you have big children in your life, adult children, some of you have no kids. Some of you are solo, some of you are widowed, we have different things in life, different ways of our backgrounds. So what we want for our life and how we define success is going to be different for all of us, how we define success. And this is the beautiful mosaic of life that we can still, though, plan ahead and live the life we want. Asking ourselves, what are your goals? Me and my wife are talking more about this. How do we plan for the life we want with our families? We have my son, we have my daughter, and we have my wife's sisters, her family. We have my family, my sisters. How do we bring these families and live the life we want and add value to them? As my wife being the matriarch, me being the patriarch. For the first time in my life, I'm a grandfather and I have another grandchild on the way. Normally, I don't think about these things. The number one question I'm asked is, Ramon, how does it feel to be a grandfather? It doesn't feel like anything. I'm head nose into my business. I'm just not built that, oh my God, I'm a grandfather. But I probably need to change that to some degree and focus more on family, the legacy I'm leaving and the legacy I can help build, especially with those coming behind me in my family. So I challenge us all this to plan the life we want and ask, what are your goals? Are you doing this with others? Like I mentioned, my family, and or am I working with other people? I had a great conversation with an amazing university in India, Wokeson University. I'll probably be going into Hyderabad, doing a major event with them and being a guest lecturer in India. That's a big deal. That's kind of with others, growing with others, partnerships that I'm working on. And or some things I may be doing alone, building office hours, building Genius Talks, a brand new series of events that I'm working on, and more. Part of living the life you want as well is thinking about your goals. What are the internal goals you need to do to be a better person, to have a better mindset, to change your behavior, change your attitude, and more? What are your professional goals? What are your family goals? What are maybe your spiritual goals? Goals that are dealing with your faith, your relationship with God. Maybe what is your demeanor goals? Things you're doing with your wife or your spouse or others, or things you're doing with just yourself. So my challenge to all of us today is, let's plan the life we want. Let's not let other people dictate how our life goes. Let's not let other people say this is how life should be. We can plan the life we want and make it happen. Everything now doesn't have to be planned. Life doesn't have to be sterile and say only this, but we can plan the life we want to a big degree. We can determine the life that we want and map it out. Professionally, I'm doing this. I mentioned the events, albeit I've mentioned the programs that I'm building, programs that I'm doing to serve you all. You're going to see Ramon get back into producing my own in-person events and more things coming as I grow my business, but also behind the scenes things you won't see so much as I'm being more intentional about being a father, being a grandfather, being a better uncle, to build up the Ramon Ray or in-law related families with what I have, with what I can bring to the table. And a lot of times it's not just money, it's our personality and the maturity I have being 53, 54 years old to help those who are 20 and 30 years old in my family. And again, it's not just my family, but the business is happening by nature because I love business. But I need to learn to also be more present for my family. Is this resonating with you? Cliff Ray, oh my Lord, Cliff Ravenscraft is in the house. Cliff, oh man, made my day. Thanks for being here. Cliff is amazing. Let's create the life we want. Thank you, Cliff, for being here. You made my day, man. Everybody made my day, but Cliff is special dude. Appreciate that. Danny's here. I think the added layer will enhance our overall performance and responses. My question would be, when does using AI become impersonal and actually hide human interaction? Denny, that is 100% true. I'm all about using AI. I'm all about making it help me be more productive, helping me be smarter, helping me edit things I'm doing. But I'm telling you, you can smell and sniff out until you can't. But generally speaking, when you use AI bad, you can see those fake, noodle wet, flimsy responses that just seem so unauthentic. I don't reply to those that are just AI generated mail merge bland. It's not coming from Denny, or maybe it is, but he's sending that to 10,000 people. I don't got to reply. But when I get a note from Denny that says, hey, Ramon, I appreciate your comments today. What you said today impacted me. I like how you said this. I'd like your help with X. I can get on that. So yes, Denny, you're exactly right. I'm with you on that. I use AI all the time, but I'm very intentional and careful how I use it. I spoke at my mother's funeral on Tuesday, about a 21-minute speech. There was no AI involved in that at all. Now, I could have, but man, I refined that talk over days and it resonated with the audience. So yes, yes, yes. And thank you, Alexandra, for putting that up there. I invite you all to check out RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Join other people who are getting value and how they're working with Ramon. All right, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. I love the fact that you all are here today. Brand new episode of The Rundown with Ramon, adding value to you. We've been here for about a minute now, meaning, several minutes now. And I'm so blessed the future. Whether you're listening to the sound of my voice in January or in April or in May, whenever you're hearing the sound of my voice, but if you're our live audience, glad you're here today. And I encourage you all to remember one thing. Let today be the day that you start doing what you need to start. Let today be day one in your life. And don't let today be a day of one day, one day, one day. My name is Ramon Ray. This has been The Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. I'm telling you, I encourage you, go to zoneofgenius.com and sign up. Go to zoneofgenius.com and sign up. Just go there right now because you don't want to miss out on what we've got going in the next few months to make you better, to help you be better, to give you better opportunities to take your business and take your life to the next level. Be blessed, be well, and thanks for being here on today's special edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Thanks for being here. It's a wrap.